Ever looked at guitar brands and felt completely lost? Fender, Gibson, Squier, Epiphone, Ibanez, PRS, Yamaha, Gretsch, ESP, Jackson, Schecter. Every brand says it has the right guitar. But for a beginner, the real question is simple. What is each brand actually known for? In this video, we are breaking down the major guitar brands in plain English. Not as a ranking, not as brand worship, and not as a fight in the comments. Think of this as a map, so you can understand the basic personality of each brand before you buy. First, Fender. Fender is one of the biggest names in electric guitar. When people think of Stratocasters and Telecasters, they are thinking Fender. Fender guitars are often bright, clear, and familiar in blues, rock, pop, country, funk, indie, and a lot more. The Stratocaster usually gives you more smooth and flexible sounds. The Telecaster is simple, direct, and cutting. Fender also has offset models like the Jazzmaster, Jaguar, and Mustang. Next, Squier. Squier is the more affordable Fender family. This is where many beginners start if they want a Strat, Tele, Jazzmaster, Mustang, or other Fender-style guitar without paying Fender prices. Do not dismiss Squier just because it is cheaper. Modern budget guitars have improved a lot, and many Squiers are good enough for learning, recording, rehearsing, and even playing live after a proper setup. Next, Gibson. Gibson is the classic home of the Les Paul, SG, ES335, Explorer, and Flying V. If Fender often feels bright and snappy, Gibson-style guitars are usually known for thicker humbucker sounds, shorter scale length, and a heavier rock, blues, jazz, and classic hard rock feel. A Les Paul can sound powerful and full. An SG is usually lighter and more aggressive. An ES335 is semi-hollow, which means it blends electric guitar power with a more open body feel. Next, Epiphone. Epiphone is the more affordable Gibson family. If you want Les Paul, SG, ES335, Casino, Explorer, or Flying V shapes without Gibson prices, Epiphone is usually the place to look. For many players, Epiphone is the practical version of those classic designs: humbuckers, rock tones, blues tones, and familiar shapes without spending huge money. Next, Ibanez. Ibanez is famous for fast necks, modern designs, and guitars that work well for rock, metal, shred, fusion, and technical playing. The RG is one of the most recognized Ibanez shapes and is strongly connected to metal and high-performance playing. But Ibanez is not only metal. The AZ line is more versatile and modern, and the Artcore series covers hollow and semi-hollow styles. If you want modern playability, thin necks, and higher gain comfort, Ibanez is a serious brand to check. Next, PRS. PRS, or Paul Reed Smith, sits somewhere between classic and modern. A lot of PRS guitars try to blend some Fender-style clarity with some Gibson-style fullness, while keeping their own look and feel. The Custom 24 is one of their most famous designs, and PRS SE is the more affordable line. If you want one guitar that can cover many styles, PRS is worth understanding. Next, Yamaha. Yamaha is not always the flashiest name, but it has a strong reputation for consistency and value. The Pacifica is a common beginner recommendation because it is simple, versatile, and usually reliable for the money. Yamaha also makes Revstar models and many acoustic guitars. For guitar buyers, Yamaha often means practical, solid, and less hype. Next, Gretsch. Gretsch has a different flavor. Think hollow bodies, semi-hollow guitars, sparkle finishes, Bigsby-style vibratos, and a sound that can be bright, open, twangy, or warm depending on the model. Gretsch is strongly connected to rockabilly, country, old-school rock, indie, worship, and vintage-style tones. If you want something that does not feel like another Strat or Les Paul, Gretsch has a very clear identity. Next, ESP and LTD. ESP is known for professional rock and metal guitars, and LTD is the more affordable line under the ESP family. These guitars often show up with humbuckers, fast necks, sharp shapes, active pickups, and modern hardware. If you play metal, hard rock, heavier rhythm guitar, or down-tuned styles, ESP and LTD make a lot of sense. They are usually less about vintage tradition and more about performance. And the final, Jackson and Schecter. Jackson and Schecter both speak the heavier guitar language clearly. Jackson leans into fast necks, aggressive shapes, and metal tradition. Schecter often gives players a lot of modern features for the money, including humbuckers, locking tuners, extended range options, and guitars built for rock or metal. If your dream sound is heavy, tight, and modern, both brands belong on your list. So which brand is best? That is the wrong question. The better question is, what do you need the guitar to do? If you want classic bright tones, look at Fender or Squier. If you want thick humbucker rock tones, look at Gibson or Epiphone. If you want modern metal and fast necks, look at Ibanez, ESP LTD, Jackson or Schecter. If you want a balanced all-around guitar, look at PRSSE or Yamaha. If you want vintage character and a different look, look at Gretsch. Also remember this, brand names matter less than comfort, setup, and the actual model in your hands. A famous logo does not fix bad action, sharp frets, poor tuning stability, or a guitar that feels wrong to you. A good beginner guitar should stay in tune, feel comfortable, have a sound that fits your music, and make you want to play. That matters more than winning internet arguments about which brand is best. The real goal is not to buy the most famous brand. The real goal is to find the guitar that makes sense for your hands, your budget, your music, and your next year of playing.